Hello, hello, hello. All right, let me see. We had a little bit of tech stuff. If let me know if you all can hear me and see me for a minute. It said that my microphone was off, but okay, we're all good. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our August live stream. Today we're doing a whole series for the whole month of August on Boardroom to Business. This series is to help women of color who are in leadership, management, or career professionals start their business using the skills that they already have and the expertise that they already know. Like everything you already have, okay? So you don't need to go out and learn a ton of extra skills. The skills you should be learning essentially are like business skills, marketing skills, skills on getting clients, things like that. So, we're jumping right in with the 3 steps to build your dream business and dream life. I am your host, Latrice Huff, career and business coach to ambitious women of color. It is my mission and my movement to put more women of color in control of their own finances so we can have our dream lives, okay? We don't just want financial freedom, we want that financial freedom to give us the freedom to live our dream lives. So many times I help women of color get to the 6 figures, that 6 figure mark, and then they feel like they just have to churn and work. And they're like, how can I make more if I'm maxed out on hours and maxed out on work? So what I teach is, how do you have your dream life utilizing your dream business and the skills you already have? So you don't have to keep churning and working. You can use your expertise. You can revise your packages. There are ways to make more money without you necessarily doing more work. So that's what the whole series is going to be about. Today's topic: 3 steps to building your dream business and dream life. Welcome. If you're loving this series and you want to get notified every time I go live, feel free to hit the subscribe or the follow button, because I'm depending on if you're watching me on YouTube or LinkedIn, and hit the notification bell twice. That way you get notified when I go live. All right, we're going to jump right into it. I have my little notes here. I was like, hey, we had some technical difficulties, started a little late. We're going to jump right in. I want to keep this one short, sweet, to the point. Also, if you've missed any of the lives that I've done in the past, especially this month, you can go back in YouTube or go back in LinkedIn and watch those absolutely free. You will also see that I am hosting a webinar at the end of the month. It is a training all about how I manifested $40,000 in 1 month in my business as a woman of color business owner while still living my dream life. I have family things going on. I have a son. One of my kids had a health issue. Like, it was all these things going on, and I was still able to do this without sending a ton of emails, without launching, without showing up every day on social media, because that was not something that I could do at that time. So I am sharing my story with you all so you know how I did it and how you can do this as well. If you're interested, go ahead and put pivot in the comments and we will send you the link to that free workshop. I want to put that up. Perfect. Before I get started. Okay. Here's the number one tip: 3 steps to building your dream business and dream life. Number one, start with your dream life, your life. Like, I have some people who are like, my kids are going to be out the house and I want to travel. I want to live half the year in Jamaica. I want a summer home in Costa Rica. Like, allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to dream. Okay. What is that dream life for you? I met this woman. I was at a lounge with my cousin. We were doing line dancing, and I met this woman who looked very young, but she was actually 51. And she was telling me when she was in her 40s, she created this list of 50 things to do before she was 50. And she was just saying how she just let herself dream. She never thought it was possible. She just put whatever she could on the list. I think she wound up, she said she had like a little more than 50 things. And she's like, although she didn't complete every single thing before she was 50, she completed a lot of those things, over 50% of the list she had completed. And she was like, her life is just so great. It's fulfilled. She has all these new experiences, these memories, this lifestyle. She got a new job. She's making more money, all of these things. Allow yourself to dream. You don't have to wait until you are 50 or going on 50. And if you are 50, like she realized, she still had a lot more life to live, right? So there's no age limit, right? There's no too young, no too old. Allow yourself to dream. Write this down as specific as you can be. I always like to say a year from now in Tuesday, but if a year is too close, and you're like, I don't think it's possible, go 5 years, go 10 years, let your brain kind of fantasize. And then we're going to bring it back to where we are now. But let it go there. Write these things down. For me, I wanted my work day most of the day, most of the days of the week, I wanted my work day to stop at 3 o'clock when I picked up my son. That meant though, I would have to start work a little bit earlier, and I was fine with that. um some of the other things for me, lifestyle, I wanted to start working out more. So I was like, okay, how can I run my business and still go to the gym, still drop my son off? I was like, you know what, I can drop my son off early in the morning, go right to the gym. I usually have my gym clothes on, then I just change out my shirt right when I do these, unless I've already showered. But I like, when I get my son's clothes out for the week, I get my workout clothes for the week. And so I drop him off, I work out, and then I can start my work day between 9:30 and 10, but I've already had a workout. This is what I'm talking about. This is how it looks all coming together. And I don't know if you all can tell, but I have lost over 25 pounds and kept it off. Skin is glowing. But I looked at my lifestyle. These are things, everything that I'm sharing with you all, I have done myself. I've helped my clients do. I've had family members. I've had friends do this. So start with the lifestyle. And yours can look completely different than a family member's, than a friend's. That is okay. This is tailored to you. Secondly, now we got to look at where we at. Okay. We're going to be like, where are we? And then what are my dream finances? Like if you're like, I already make six figures, but to have this dream life, I can't be working 40, 50 hours a week. Okay. Then the solution, we have to, the equation is, how can you make the same amount of money with limited hours that you want to dedicate? So you also have to look at where you are now, and then what are your dream finances? How much do you need to finance this dream lifestyle? For me, I've always had this goal of like 3 houses. I have 3 kids. So I always was like, I wanted, to be able to leave my kids a house each, right? Maybe more, but I was like, I wanted property. I am not at 3 yet, but I am well working on my property portfolio. Again, I was like, okay, this is finances. This is some things I'm going to need to think about. Be honest with yourself, right? It is nothing wrong with saying, this is how, like, I make good money now, or, but I know I'm going to need more, or, hey, what I'm making now is okay, but any slip up and it's not substantial. It's not enough. It's not sustainable. I want you to truly, truly think about your dream finances. What amount of money do you need to generate in order to have your dream lifestyle? And a lot of times we don't want to do this, or we come up with some number. Like I heard somebody, they were like 12 million. I'm like, okay, like, so you need 12 million a year? Do you need 12 million total? Like, go into details. I had somebody else that was like, I think I just need to make 300,000. I'm like, you can do that. I know business owners who are coaches, who are leadership coaches, making 400K a year. So I was like, you can do this, but you need to have that number written down. That's going to help us get a path to where we need to go. Keep in mind, here's where we're going to get into the nitty gritty. With inflation, with change in the economy, that number may fluctuate slightly. It's not going to drastically fluctuate, but it may fluctuate slightly. This also allows you to think, while I'm getting money, do I need to invest more? Do I need to put more in my 401k? Do I need to put more in the stock market? Do I need to save more? How can my money grow? These are real questions. When we talk about business and dream life, people want to be like, oh, airy fairy. And I'm like that too. Y'all know I love me some good affirmations and manifestations. That is what I'm all about. I also realize I need to be looking at my finances. You need to, and if you need support, get yourself some support. I love to co-work. I am a co-working queen. I love to sit there and work with somebody else. I love to co-work, love to body double, all of that, especially when it's something I think is like difficult, where I even tend to shy away when it comes to the finance stuff. But you need to know your dream finances. Once you have that, then we can look at, okay, this first year I can make this, the second year I can make that. And if you are already making six figures, and I tell my clients this all the time, you already have a six-figure skill. You already know you have something people will pay you six figures for. So that should bring you some comfort in, like, okay, I know I can make this amount. Because usually what your company is paying you is honestly a fraction of what you are worth, is honestly a fraction of their total investment on you. Like your paycheck usually is not going to include what you see as like your PAL, your PTO, your benefits, and all those things. So when you're thinking about this in your business, and I am not saying, and I tell people this too, I am not saying you need to quit your job to start your business. I do believe you can start a business while you have a job. You can start a business while you're laid off. You can build your business and then quit your job, which is what I see a lot of people do. The choice is yours. But right now in 2026, as we see what's going on with this administration, if we see more and more job market numbers come out, we know that having a job cannot be our primary and cannot be our sole source of income. It can be your primary for right now, but it should not be your sole source. So I am a firm believer in every Black woman and every woman of color, especially in America, to have another source of income. I believe that easiest way is to start your own business. Or if you have already started your business, how can you make it grow and make it sustainable without taking up so much of your time? Which is going to bring me to my next step. You need to identify your dream clients. A lot of times when I ask people like who they want to work with, they're like, I can help anybody. I understand that. Who are your dream clients? Now that you know your lifestyle, you know your finances. And with those finances, we're going to break it down to like, okay, how much do you need to make a year? How are we working our way up to that? What is the bare minimum you can make right now? Right? Then that is how you're going to be pricing your offers. That's how you're going to be looking at your packages, your proposals. You have this number you need to meet. You have this goal. Now, everything that comes after that is to support this financial goal and then this lifestyle goal. That's how it works. A lot of times, I see people just come up, I got an idea. I want to do this. How much you going to charge? I don't know. I find too, Black women and women of color, we do two things, and I consider this self-sabotage. We either price too low. I've seen people be like, people can give me, $20 an hour. I'm like, but you should make more than that now. Like, you'll burn yourself out. How many $20 an hour? How many people do you need to serve to get to this goal number? Or they overprice too high and they're like, well, they need to pay me $1 million, $1 million a session. And I'm like, well, and if they don't, then it's not worth it. Right. But it is. And you can always work your way up with pricing. But I want you to think about, who is your dream client. Your dream client will value your service. Your dream client will pay your rates. Your dream client will refer you, will renew. At one point, especially when I was going through some things, I had one time my mother was sick, then another time my daughter had some health challenges. And the way I sustained my business was with renewals. I had a couple of new clients, but I mostly renewed the clients that I already had. And I always say I have amazing clients. When I tell you all about dream clients, I have a whole mindset and manifestation exercise I do to attract my dream clients. Nothing will burn you out more in your business, no matter how much money you're making, than having a terrible client. A dream client will make your business easy. It will make your life easier. They are just amazing to work with. So I think we all should be focused on our dream clients, and I'm going to tell you this, knowing how to politely say no when you're not a good fit with someone will save you time, money, and energy as well. Because I had to learn this. It was the best thing ever. I have a whole template for my clients when we work together. I have templates of like, okay, this is how you can decline a potential client or someone you believe you're not a good fit with. And then this is also how you're going to attract your dream clients. I have a whole mindset manifestation routine that I do. I do affirmations. I really focus on attracting and calling in my dream clients. This is what you need to do. These are simple steps, right? And I know they sound simple. There's some sub steps in here, like, right? Obviously, there's some sub steps in there. But once you have these three things defined, this can pretty much be your business plan. Like, I had someone tell me, like, she had a 36-page business plan, and she was like, oh, can you help me with the marketing? Because if you all don't know, I have a whole business degree and a concentration in marketing. And I was like, okay. And she wanted a 12-page marketing plan. And I was like, do you have any clients? Did you register your business? She's like, no, I want to do this first. I was like, you will never touch this. I'm going to tell you all, a 1 to 2 page business plan with these things outlined and then putting in the subcategories. This is enough to get you started, helping you make money. You can do this and get to 6 figures. And these are some things I did. Starting with that dream lifestyle, your finances, create a 3 to 5 year potential plan to get you there. Once you know your dream client, then you can reverse engineer your offer to attract your dream client. And that offer should also support your dream finances. You should have offers that fall into that category. Right. So for a long time, I just had one offer, and it was a high figure. It was a what they consider a high end offer. And then I had 2 high end offers, and that pretty quickly sustained my business. Now I'm pivoting a little bit. So I have some offers that are what I would say not high end, and then I still have my higher end ones as well. And then I honestly just have 3 offers, but they attract my dream clients, and I have phases for how they can go through my kind of product pyramid and the services that I offer. This is what I'm saying, you can start with these 3 things and start to fill them out. This is how you're going to build your business. This is how, trust me, you're going to avoid a lot of mistakes that I made of having a crazy schedule, not determining my work hours, letting people, taking calls anytime, day or night. One time I was on a field trip with my son and took a coaching call, and I felt so bad. I was like, I didn't want to reschedule, and I was like, I should have just blocked my calendar, right? This is why when you start with this, that's going to dictate your actions. It's going to help you dictate your marketing, who you're attracting. These 3 steps, I know they seem simple. They're going to directly lead you to having your dream business that is generating your dream finances, attracting your dream clients so that you can have your dream life. Okay. If you are loving this and you're like, Latrice, I appreciate it, and you want to learn more about how I create my dream business to live my dream life and how I help my clients, I'm actually hosting a free workshop at the end of the month. I want to say it's the 27th, but I'll double check the date, on how I manifested $40,000 in 1 month as a woman of color business owner so I can live my dream life. And you can too. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and put pivot in the comments, and we'll send you that link, absolutely free to join. It's on Thursday. We will have a replay. Always get that a lot. Again, if you're like, Latrice, I am loving this. This is just what I need to hear. Tag someone and share this out. Also save it. Come back to it. This information is for you all. I am on a mission, and it is my movement to make sure that women of color have financial freedom and are living their dream lives. You all have a wonderful day. Happy Monday. Bye.